All right, welcome back. Learning the handstand level 3. So far, we've learned the hollow body hold. We've been practicing holding it because it's been strengthening our core. It's been strengthening our PPT, our posterior pelvic tilt. And if you're not sure what that is, then just go back to level 1. I talk all about it. We've also been working on stretching our wrists and stretching our shoulders. We've been working on putting pressure on our wrists by doing monkey hops. And we've also been getting more comfortable with bailing out of a handstand by doing cartwheels. Because when you fall out of a handstand, you fall out into some sort of awkward cartwheel. So keep doing all of those things. Don't stop doing those. Keep practicing. But next, we're going to move on to the wall. So the first thing we're going to learn in this level is the kickoff. So check it out. If you remember the hand positioning from level 2, it's going to be the same. Our arms are going to be shoulder width apart. Our hands are going to be facing forward. Our fingertips are going to be spread far apart. And don't remember that secret special finger grip. Fingers spread far apart. I'm just going to slide, keeping the tips of our fingers flat on the ground. But we're creating two contacts of surface rather than one big flat one. This hand grip is going to come in handy very soon, and you're going to learn why a little later on in this level. So we got our hand positioning down. Now we just need to find out which leg we want to kick off with. And it's usually the leg that you kick off with during a cartwheel. So for me, I lead with this side during a cartwheel. So this is the leg I feel more comfortable with kicking off with. For you, it might be your left leg. So we got our hand positioning down. We know which leg we want to kick off with. Where do we look? Well, don't worry about looking under right now. Don't worry about doing this. That's going to come later on in time. Right now, look slightly in front of your hands. Got my hand positioning down, about right here. And I'm going to be looking right here. Right about in this area somewhere. It's like hand, and I'm looking right here. And I'm holding that focus the whole time. All right, so from there, we're just gonna kick up against the wall. So I've got my finger grip down. I'm looking slightly ahead of my hands. I'm just gonna kick. And I'm still looking in that same spot. Remember, right now, we're not worrying about getting perfectly straight. Let's do this a few more times. And just get comfortable with doing that at first. Kick off, kick off, kick off. Okay, so now that you feel comfortable kicking off against the wall, this is what I want you to do next. We're going to add the PPT. We're going to add the posterior pelvic tilt while we're on the wall. I'll show you an example right now. So, I'm kicking off with my right foot. My left foot is leading. And so when this foot hits the wall, I'm going to keep it bent. And then I'm going to add the posterior pelvic tilt. See that? As you may have noticed, the main difference was between a flat lower back and a lower back that curved in. And this can be fixed by squeezing your glutes. Just squeeze your butt really tight. This is going to help you get into that posterior pelvic tilt. Then you want to hold it from here. You also may have noticed that whenever I got into the PPT, the foot that was not bent came off of the wall. So whichever foot that you kick off with, I kick off with my right foot. So my left foot hits the wall first, see? So I like to keep it bent as soon as it hits the wall. And then the leg that I'm kicking off with, I straighten it out and I take it off of the wall when I add my posterior pelvic tilt. I said that weird. posterior pelvic tilt. I'll show you another example right now. Check it out. So I'm kicking off with my right leg. And this foot's going to be bent when I hit the wall. Shrug my shoulders all the way out. Add my posterior pelvic tilt. And this foot's just in the air. You're ready to move on and learn about balancing. So, remember the finger grip that we did earlier? Little Spider-Man fingers? Whenever you're falling forward in a handstand, you squeeze your fingertips. You squeeze and you press hard. And the harder you press, the more your body comes back. So, let's practice that. Get into the same handstand position on the wall that we were in. One leg bent, one leg off the wall, posterior pelvic tilt engaged. Hold that PPT the entire time. And when you got that finger grip, press. Press really hard, like you're going down into the ground. Just press the ground as hard as you can with your fingers, and your foot, the one that's bent, it should come off of the wall. Let's try it out. Alright, PPT, check. Foot here, check. Got my finger grip. Now I'm going to press my fingers. I'm going to squeeze them hard, hard, hard. That was all with my fingers, baby. No, but seriously, it was. Once you're in that position, you squeeze your fingers really hard and push your feet back towards this way. And when you're falling this way, if you let go of that pressure and you maybe even press a little harder on your palms, then your feet are going to go forward. So all you're doing to balance in a handstand is pressing with your fingers to push yourself back, and then letting go of the pressure to hold yourself in that stable position. And when your feet are falling back towards the ground, you let go of the pressure even more. You let go of the pressure on your fingers even more, and you put more of the pressure on your palms. So you're constantly going like this. You're constantly pressing with your fingers and letting go of the pressure. Pressing with your fingers, letting go of the pressure the entire time. Even when you're in a perfectly straight handstand, if you look at my hands, you'll notice that I'm constantly pressing with my fingers and letting go. I'll show you. So when I get into a handstand right now, you'll notice that my fingertips are going to be constantly pressing and releasing the press. Pressing, releasing, pressing, releasing. Because every time I press, it's to prevent my feet from falling forward. And every time I release, it's to bring my feet back. And if I'm falling too far back, I'll let go of the pressure completely and I'll push on my palms really hard. Try to pull myself back straight. So keep an eye on my fingers. Let's see what happens. My feet are not going to be on the wall, by the way. It's just going to be a freestanding handstand. Okay, now I'm in a handstand. Pressing, release, pressing, squeezing. I'm still holding the squeeze. Release, press, release, press, release. It's non-stop. It's non-stop pressing and releasing, pressing and releasing, pressing, let go of the pressure, press, let go of the press. The entire time. Even when you're in a perfectly straight handstand, if you look at the hands, they're going to be pressing and releasing.
So now that you've got that concept down, we'll just start incorporating it into our handstands.
So we've got the kickoff down, and remember, once we get against the wall, we bend one foot, we take one foot off the wall, and we add, and we hold that posterior pelvic tilt. From there, practice squeezing your fingertips. We've already got that good grip, so we're in an easy position to do so. Squeeze your fingertips really hard until the foot that's bent comes off the wall. And then you're just gonna fall back to your feet. Do this a few times, and then practice squeezing until your foot barely comes off the wall. And then when it barely comes off the wall, let go of that pressure, stop squeezing, and your foot should fall back against the wall. Just practice doing this back and forth. Bring your foot off against the wall slightly, let go, and you'll come back against the wall. And that's the concept of balancing a handstand. Let's practice it a few times. Posterior pelvic tilt. Hold that posterior pelvic tilt. Squeeze. Let go. 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 I'm not gonna lie, it takes a lot of practice, but it's not gonna take nearly as long as you think. So practice all of the things that we've learned in lessons 1 and 2. Practice this, and then we'll move on to the final level, level 4. Those bugs are so annoying. Do you hear that shit? Alright, so that's actually it for this level. Practice the hollow body hold from level 1. Keep practicing the things from level 2. And practice this kickoff. Make sure you're holding the posterior pelvic tilt the entire time, and really practice pressing with your fingers and letting go of that pressure. Alright? Stay tuned for level 4, the final level.